But I knew it would be an ugly fight because he only gets up for his competition.
That's interesting you say
That's all he does. If he fighting the toughest man on the planet, he's going to get up for that tough man. If he fighting a guy that he like, on my worst day I could beat him, that's what he gets up for. He's a very intelligent person. Highly intelligent.
So, well, first of all, Radio Rahim with Johnathon Banks, who can't wait to break down and analyze boxing. I can't even get the intro going before he starts chopping it up. What you just said about Tyson Fury is interesting because I took that, and when we started talking, kind of as a slight, but you're saying that that's smart to fight just to your competition?
I'm not saying that's smart. I'm saying that's him. That's who he is. You got certain guys that when you give them a guy who not on their level, they try to get him out of it right away because they rather be safe than sorry. And you got Tyson that Tyson wanted to go to this, and he wanted to go a lot of rounds. And he's really he's talented enough to do what he wanted to do in that ring, man.
Well, what do you think about the cut and he was able to finish the fight without getting it stopped, but later on with Wilder possibly, could that cut turn into a big problem for him? That thing opens up again, it's going to be even tougher to close.
No, it won't be a problem because he's going to make sure the cut is healed. I'm sure he had a plastic surgeon, to stitch him up right away in the dressing room. He should have had a plastic surgeon on call, stitch him up right away. Once the tissue healed, he'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be a problem because if you look at it, Wilder landed 2 good shots. Second round and 12th round. That was it. So it's not like he was getting beat up by Wilder. He won. This kid throws more punches. The kid, Otto Valle, he threw more punches. So he was able, and he got him with a headbutt, and he's punching up. So you scraping this guy with your glove. You scraping his face with your glove. And the referee's not even paying no attention to that. So it's easier for the smaller guy to cut the taller guy.
Yeah, at the end of one of the rounds, I forget which one now, he raked the cut with his gloves intentionally. Do you consider that like a dirty move?
I mean, it ain't dirty if you don't call it. I mean, no, really, because you is in a fight. I can't say he did it intentionally because I don't know his intent. But it does happen. Just like you could thumb somebody in the eye. It's not intentional, but sometimes it happens.
If Wilder only won 2 rounds and you say only landed 2 good punches, is the rematch going to be any better for him?
I think Wilder and his team, first of all, Wilder is a very smart guy. That's my dude. Like, I'm not saying this as something I don't like the guy. That's my man. Like, I like Wilder. I think he's got a gift for power, but he also got a gift for speed. He got really fast hands. And I just want to see him utilize the rest of his talent instead of just becoming, the guy who, don't get me wrong, it's good to become the guy who knock everybody out and continue to knock everybody out. But I just think he got a talent for more than just power. He got speed, and he got a lot of things. But I think the second fight, when they fight again, I think will be better than the first fight.
Better for Wilder? You think Wilder win more rounds, have more success?
I think he will. I think Wilder will attempt to win more rounds. I think Wilder will, because I think the worst thing you could do as Wilder is give him time. You give him time, and he's gonna grow. I think the worst thing that Fury could have done is like giving Wilder a couple more fights to go back before you go back to the ring.
You even have Wilder winning the fight?
Like the rematch?
Yeah.
It's kind of a toss-up right now, but I can't call the winner, not because I don't believe one can beat the other, but Fury's talented. You can't take that away from him. He's talented enough to move around and to slip punches and to use his longer reach. So it's just gonna come down to how Wilder is going to attack Fury. Is he gonna fight him, or is he gonna try to box him? Is he gonna stay in his face, or is he going to allow him to move around? Will he be able to cut the ring off? And that's the question for you.
You're right in that with Wilder knocking everybody out, bomb squad, the big right hand, a lot of fans are dazzled by that and not quick to critique him because he's having these tremendous ends to his fights. But you as a trainer, I know you're looking at everything. What does he need to add to his arsenal? What part of the technique of boxing is he missing that could make him a complete fighter?
He already have it. I seen him sparring, him and Vlad sparring. The way he was moving and boxing with Vlad, I seen what he have. He have it. I just think as of late he haven't had to use it. Fury is gonna type of fighter is gonna make you use everything in your arsenal. That's the bottom line. Fury is gonna force him to use everything. He's gonna have to use. He's gonna have to be more than just that guy to hit him one time. As you can see, Fury, the way he rolls up, he's got to be the guy that start to throw more punches so he can start winning the rounds. And he can. He's capable of doing it. He can do it. I think this next fight you will see a different Deontay Wilder. Same power, just a different. Because I seen, although the Dominic Brazil fight was short, I seen the difference already. He already started moving around. The reason he got that fight because he wasn't standing in the middle of the ring just waiting. He started moving, pop, pop. Then he threw 2 big punches, boom, boom, and lights out.
You know, interestingly enough, the guy that everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of people was analyzing as a more technically skilled fighter, orthodox, kind of, granted, they say he's stiff, maybe a little slow, but was using his skill set wisely, was Anthony Joshua. And then he gets a huge upset loss against Ruiz. And now people are like, it's a 50-50 fight in the rematch. Do you think the first fight was indicative of something that Joshua is like really needs to correct, or maybe was it just a one-off and we get back to seeing him successful in the second fight and able to avenge that loss?
That's I think a 3-part question.
Yes.
Is it something that Joshua needs to correct? Yeah, I mean, he lost. He made some mistakes. For the life of me, I don't understand why his trainer told him to go inside and fight him. I'm listening to fight, and I'm looked at Triple G like, why would he tell him that? As soon as he went inside, boom, he started getting caught. And like he already had a knockdown, using your distance, saying, boom, you had a knockdown. Why go inside and fight? You fighting a guy that can't reach you from here to there, so you go inside so he can reach you more? That makes no sense. I'm looking at the way Vitaly Klitschko fought Chris Arreola. He kept circling him. He didn't let him sit. He never sat in front of him because he knew sitting in front of him is the only way he could lose the fight or give him Arreola a chance to win the fight. He kept circling him, pop, pop, circle, kept turning him. And if you got a guy with short arms, what you do? You stand outside. If he can't reach you, what can he do to you? That's the bottom line to him.
And for Ruiz's sake, who's now a unified heavyweight champion, what does he have to do to keep those belts? I mean, let's say Joshua takes that advice. All right, clearly inside wasn't working. Now he's boxing outside. How can Ruiz be successful or get around that?
Defense, put pressure on him. Go back inside. You know that's your route. Get inside. How can you get inside? Put pressure on the guy. Use your defense. Pressure, get inside and let it rip.
There's a fight coming up before all of those that we've just discussed, and that fight's going to be happening in just a few days right here in Los Angeles. We got Errol Spence fighting Shawn Porter. Yeah. Errol's a favorite, but Porter's a dog. How do you see that fight?
I think Errol Spence is a good fighter. I think Shawn Porter's a good fighter. I don't see the dog mentality on either guy. I mean, I know you said Shawn Porter's a dog, this and that. I just don't see it. I don't see them like viciously coming to the ring. Like when I'm thinking of somebody say this guy's a dog, I'm thinking of a Mark Hagler type of guy. That's the image I put in my head. When someone say, oh, this guy's a dog, I'm thinking my mind goes straight to Marvin Hagler, how he go as opponents. I mean, he go to destroy these guys. I don't think either one of these guys are that. I don't think either one of these guys are seek and destroy type fighters. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying I haven't saw that in them, But what type of fight? I think it'll be a good fight. But I think this boils down to who wanted more and who's trying to catch who first.
Do you think Terence Crawford is that kind of fighter?
I think Terence Crawford have shown more of the animalistic instinct in his division than the most. I mean, just if you look at the way he tried to, I'm only going off of his mentality. The way he went to try to destroy Gamboa. I mean, he went after him like a raging pit bull, you know what I'm saying? So, Terence Crawford, if you look at him, he just got this blank look on his face. Then he give a little smirk, and he go try to kill you, man. He's trying to kill every single person he gets in the ring with. And that's the mentality that I'm talking about. So I think he's one of the closest mentality. I'm not saying nothing about skill. We're not talking about how they fight, whether they win. We're not talking about none of that. We're just talking about the mentality that I see. And I think he's closest to it than most.
A lot of people would have described Triple G that way for much of his career. Just seek and destroy. He's got the smile on his face, affable guy, but a killer and taking advantage of any opportunity he can and knock people out. I noticed with the Steve Rolls fight, it looked like he was taking his foot off the gas in that way a little bit, looking to be more elusive, box a little bit, but slicker. Is that true? Are you trying to change him in that way of being maybe less aggressive but more defensive-minded, a little slicker?
He don't got to be less aggressive. He just got to add defense to his aggressiveness, and that's all it is. It ain't. You don't got to be. If you add one thing, you don't got to take away something else. They say if you only got 5 senses, if you lose one, the other one's enhanced. We're not doing that. We're not losing nothing. We're adding. We're continuing the pressure, just adding defense to it. And if you add defense, you can allow yourself to increase your offense. And that's all it is.
Well, the adage of teaching old dogs new tricks. We're going to stick with the dog analogy. Is that a hurdle for you? Is it difficult to get them to make these adjustments and for them to come naturally in the fight?
I always felt AJ number to number, man. If you feel old, you think you old, you old. And times have changed where the age of 37, people say it's old, but it's really not. The technology we have, the healthy foods we have, it just makes the body don't age as it used to age back when the fighter was in the 60s and 70s. And even in the early 90s, the stuff is different. So in that regard, he's fine with adapting to everything.
We expect Derevyanchenko to put up even a tougher fight than Steve Rolls.
Yes, 100%. 150%.
So the performance that Triple G had against Rolls probably is not going to be sufficient to take on a Derevyanchenko. Is there certain things that you need him to do to make this fight easy?
It's nothing he could do to make the fight easy. But he could make it a little bit easier by just being able to let his hands go, continue to let his hands go. But again, Rolls was a different type of guy. He was a little bit different, and Derevyanchenko's a different animal, man. And G knows that. I knows that. So there's nothing you can take for granted here. You gotta, G's focused, I'm focused, and I'm trying to get the best Triple G I can get on October 5th. The best I can get. And with doing that, I'm pushing him to the limit every day, yes. But I don't have to keep him aware of who this kid is. He knows who it is. He knows that, G knows that in this little Russian-Ukraine era, G's the guy that sets apart from just about all these guys. So they were looking at G for a long time, talking about, yeah, I can't wait to get there. So this kid's gonna be put on the best showing of his life, man. Like, this ain't gonna be the Danny Jacobs fight. He's gonna fight this kid. He's gonna fight G harder than he fought fighting Danny Jacobs, because they come from similar background. He's over in Russia and he's in Ukraine. Looking at him like, yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna get him, and I know that. And this is almost a hometown fight for him because he's been in New York for so long. You know, so everything is gonna work for his favor. So that's how hard this fight is gonna be for G. That's why I keep him. I make sure he keeps that in mind, and that's why we prepare so hard for the fight.
Well, not far from the Ukraine is Russia, and there's a big Russian fighter about to take on Canelo, Triple G's rival, at 175 pounds. What do you make of the decision of Canelo to go up to 75, and how do you see that fight shaking out?
I think it's crazy to go up to 175 pounds. You have to ask yourself a lot of questions. Why would you go to? What are you doing to go to 175 when you was barely making 154? He barely made 154. When he fought Floyd at 154, he didn't weigh in at 154. He was barely making 154. And now you jumping up to 175 pounds? Is this the same thing Pacquiao did, right?
Well, yeah, almost.
No, I'm saying jumping up in weights like that.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to really figure this situation out. To figure out, okay, what's going on here? Why is he jumping up this high in weight? You know, does he see something? What's going on? I'm not alluding to nothing. I'm not alluding to any illegal activities is what I'm saying. What I am saying is, like, I don't know what's going on with this. This is crazy to me, but that's what he's here to do. I think it could be an interesting fight. I said my prediction would be either Canelo stop Kovalev with body shots, or Kovalev stop Canelo because he's Philly strong, he catch him with a good shot.
Do you see a third fight between Triple G and Canelo coming in 2020? There's been so much discussion about whether or not this thing was promised, and Canelo saying he doesn't want it, and obviously, regardless of what Triple G says, he's got to want it. Is that fight coming? And
in the near future, I have no idea. In the distant future, anything's possible in the distant future. But in the near future, just don't know. Like, Canelo have a lot to get. Like, he want to go with Kovalev, okay. Clearly, it's some problems over at Golden Boy. So, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I mean, as a trainer, do you want to crack at that fight? You fought the guy twice.
Of course.
You get your chance to guide him through that?
100%.
What would you do differently, or what would be the Johnathon Banks application or addition to what Triple G would bring in the ring in a third fight?
I would have him knock him out. That would be the seal of the deal for the third fight.
Radio Rahim with Johnathon Banks, getting Triple G ready to knock people out. Hopefully we do see that Canelo fight soon. You know what? One more thing, maybe the first time we talked, we were in Brixton. Both you and I spent quite a bit of time over on the other side of the pond. And it was a Dylan White media day, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you make of this issue as Dylan White's going through the positive tests and sitting out? Like, give me your opinion on this.
I'll tell you what, and for all the people from England out there, all the people, shout out people from Brixton, Dylan White will always be close. I will always feel close to Dylan. Dylan is my guy. I haven't talked to him in a while. He's my dude, man. He's a good guy. I hate that he been mandatory for the last 4 years and never got a title shot. And now he got to go through this stuff, you know. So it's a hard road. It's a hard road ahead of him. I can't speak on the stuff because I don't know about it. So I can't really speak on it. I hope that the fighter that I know in Dylan White, He's just a 1% natural workhorse, man. He just want to work hard. He want to win. That's all he want to do. Work hard, win, work hard, win. So I've never known him to take anything or to use any enhancement stuff. I've never known him to do that. So I was very surprised when I heard, the rumors and stuff, but I just wish him all the best, man. He's a good dude.
Do you think he's getting a raw deal? Like you said,
Man.
Why?
He's getting outside of this, what they said, the testing part, he's getting the rawest of the raw deal, man. He's been mandatory for the last, almost 5 years almost? Well, okay, 4. And every time he fight, he's mandatory again. Oh, he's mandatory again. And never got a title shot. I mean, how many times is you gonna have your pet every day you scoot the food closer to his kennel. You never let him eat, but you keep teasing him. Like, come on, why is you doing this to this guy? Like, somebody need to make this call, get this man. He should have been had his title shot.
Why do you think they are doing this to this guy?
I don't want to speculate. I honestly don't know, man. I don't know. I felt bad for him. I don't know, because he's been willing to fight anybody. He fought Chisora twice. That's how you know the man wants to fight. Who fights Chisora 2 times? Seriously. Who fights him 2 times? Nobody fights him twice. Look on his resume. He ain't fought nobody twice. So he's the man. It's clearly the man just want to fight. It's crazy, man. I feel bad for him.
And lastly, we saw Joshua lose his O just a few months ago. Who's the next undefeated fighter that's going to get that O column, a 1 put in front of it?
There's so many undefeated guys out here.
I know.
I don't know. That's kind of hard to say. I don't wish bad on nobody, so I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll be wishing for everybody to win. Only person I don't want to win the next fight is Derenchenko. Derenchenko. He's the only person that I know that I don't want them to win the next fight. Porter, Spence, I wish both of them all the best.
You want draws all around.
No, I don't want draws. I think draws is bad for boxing. I want someone who wins, someone who lose. So then you got, but a lot of people don't understand that the public and a lot of the media, they really put the fighter down for losing. Like, if losses is never a part of the sport, the media will have nothing to cover. There would never be a dramatic story if the losses weren't part of the sport. If everything was either a win or a draw, it would be a boring sport. So I don't take, just like everybody took Joshua for granted because he lost. I'm not taking for granted. He's still the same skillful fighter I said he was before he lost. It's just a matter of, will he bounce back? Look how much people dogged Lennox when he lost to Rahim. But he bounced back. It's all about the comeback, man, and that's what it's all about.
Radio Rahim with Johnathon Banks. Thank you so much for the time, the analysis, all about the comeback and the wins. Good luck on October 5th at Madison Square Garden with Triple G facing Derevyanchenko. Radio Rahim with Johnathon Banks.